students, welcome to Home Economics class. My name is Susan Jumbo. Today we'll be looking at the theme Family Living and Resource Management, and the topic for today is Resources and Decision Making. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain the meaning of family resources. You should be able to identify family resources. You should also be able to explain the meaning of decision making. You should also enumerate the steps in decision making. And lastly, you should also be able to state simple personal and family decisions. Previously, we talked about needs and how to achieve goals in the family. And we said needs are those things that are essential for us, those things that we cannot do without. Talk about the primary needs and the secondary needs. Now in today's class, we'll be looking at those resources that are needed to meet the needs and achieve the goals of the family. And those resources are energy, information, money, time. Remember, these resources are limited and therefore they should be used wisely. Now, what are family resources? Family resources are used to meet the needs and achieve the goals of the family. For example, money, properties, energy, knowledge, and so on. Now, every day we make certain decisions. Some decisions are actually very easy to make, while some are difficult or they are complicated to make. What are decision making? Decision making is the process of making up your mind on something where there are different options. So when you make up your mind on a particular thing, you've actually made a decision. A decision is made from different options. Remember, you can't make a decision when there is just one thing. You make decisions where you have different options. You have different things to choose from, and you decide on the one that is best for you. Now, there are certain steps, there are several steps to take for you to get the best when you want to make a decision. And we'll look at these steps one after the other. The first step is for you to identify the problem. What do you want to decide on? What is it that is the problem? This is the very first step you take. For example, let's use a house owner. He has realized that he doesn't have enough space for him to store his clothes, his belongings, either his clothes or his shoes or his clothing accessories, as the case may be. So this is actually a problem. Let's see how we'll be able to solve this problem using the decision-making steps. Now, the second thing the house owner can do is to gather information. Now you've identified your problem. You know that you need space to store your clothing. Now you gather information. What type of space do you need? Do you need a wardrobe? Do you need a set of drawers? Do you need a wooden shelf? You get information about it. You first think of the wardrobe. What type do you need? Then for the set of drawers, would it be wooden? Then the wooden shelf, to create one, you have to meet a carpenter or you buy the one that has already been made. These are the information you need to gather in order to get what you need. The third step is to consider the alternatives. And considering the alternatives, you have to look at the size, you have to consider the durability and the cost. For the size, do you need a large wardrobe? Do you need a large drawer or a large shelf? For durability, would a plastic or a wooden shelf, which one will last better? You need to know the one that would last longer so you can choose from that one. And the cost, how much do you have? You need to consider the amount of money you have. So you will know if you're going for the shelf, you know if you're going for the wardrobe or a drawer. The last step is choosing the best alternative. After you've identified your problem, you've gathered information, you've considered different alternatives. The last step now is for you to choose the best alternative. Now the house owner will choose which one he needs. He has considered how much he has. He has considered whether he's going for a wooden or a plastic drawer or wardrobe, as the case may be. So now he would choose a drawer because a drawer is less expensive, depending on how much he has. So he would go for the drawer. So this is his best alternative. Now, there are certain decisions we take on our own that does not really need the influence of other people. And these are called simple personal decisions. Simple personal decisions are straightforward decisions that affect a person directly. That's whatever you decide on, it will affect you directly. And we'll look at some examples of a simple personal decision. They are feeding, clothing, friendship, and so on. Remember, the simple personal decision, they are decisions you take on your own. For example, feeding. We know that food is very important for our day-to-day activity. We need food. So some feeding decisions are what to eat, how to eat, when to eat. Most people are going on dieting, they want to lose weight. So these are decisions you take on your own. If you see that you're growing too big, you need to lose weight. You need to know what you're eating, how you're eating, and the timing when you eat the food is a personal decision. The second example is clothing. We said clothing has to do with what we wear that beautifies, adorn, and protect our bodies. For example, a decision that you can take is what you wear. Some people prefer wearing a long cloth, while some prefer their clothes short. It's your personal decision. So you decide on the type of dress you wear. Is it cotton? Is it silk? And the type of clothes too you buy. You know if you buy the expensive clothes or a moderate amount of clothes. Now, another decision you take on your own is your friends. The kind of friends you move along with. It's a personal decision. You know if your friends are helping you or they're bringing you down. This is a decision that you need to take on your own. Remember, your friends are people you share your thoughts with. So you need to decide on having good friends. Remember, there are also people that you share interests with and your moment. So most part of the things you discuss, you share those things with your friends. So you need to decide and choose good friends that will help you. Now, not only us as individuals make decisions, our families or the family also make decisions. Now, a family decision is made by the members of the family. It's not just one person that makes decisions solely. It's made by members of the family. Either the mother and the father, they make decisions on the growth of their family, or the mother and the father and older children of the family, older children that have come of age, they all make decisions for their family. Now, this type of decision usually requires the use of family resources. So it's best the parents and older siblings sit and make good decisions that would help the family, since what they decide on would depend solely on their family resources. Now, there are different examples of family decisions. How to spend the holiday. You can decide with your family where you go for vacation, where you'd like to spend your break, either from school, first term break, second term break, and so on. The summer break also, you can decide with your family where you would like to spend your holiday. Second decision is the moral values. These are decisions that the parents take to discipline the children, to ensure that they respect their elders, and so on. Also ensure that they greet. How to run a family business is another example of a family decision. The family can sit together to know what type of business, what type of investment they can do to help with the growth of the family financially, and so on. Another example is reward and punishment. The family can decide that for the children that are doing well in school, for the children that are obedient, they would reward them with certain gifts, might increase their allowance or buy them things, while they can also punish children that misbehave or the children that do things that they ought not to do. It's also a decision that is made by the family to punish or to reward the child. Okay, we've come to the end of our class, but before we go, we need to summarize and look at all we've learned. We said family resources are used to meet the needs and achieve the goals of the family. Remember, we said needs are those things that are essential for us. Family resources include abilities, skills, knowledge, energy, time, and so on. These are examples of family resources. We also looked at the different steps in decision making. We said that decision making is when you choose amongst different alternatives, when you take the best option. You've made a decision. We looked at the different steps of decision making. We said first you identify the problem, then you gather information. We looked at the example of a house owner that needs a storage space for his clothing. He was running out of space for clothes and shoes. So we used that as an example. We said you consider the alternatives. And what were the alternatives we looked at? We said the wardrobe. Either he will go for a wardrobe or a drawer or a shelf. Then you choose the best alternative, and you finally choose a drawer because it's cheaper to get. Then there are different areas by which we make personal decisions. Feeding, clothing, friendship, and so on are areas where we make our own personal decisions. Okay, let's answer some questions. Question 1. Dash is not an example of family resources. A. Time. B. Goal. C. Money. The correct answer is B. Goal is not an example of family resources. Examples of family resources are time, money, abilities, skills, and so on. Question 2. The process of choosing among alternatives is called dash. A. Alternating. B. Information gathering. C. Decision making. The process of choosing among alternatives is called decision making. You have several alternatives to choose from, actually making a decision. We've come to the end of our class. I hope you know what family resources are. You can give examples. You can define decision making and also list the steps that are involved in decision making. And you also know the examples of simple personal decisions and family decisions. I'll see you in the next class. Bye.